You're tuned in to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast, where we are showcasing the coolest brands and gifts while featuring movers and makers. I'm your host, Lenore, and I don't know about you, but I usually carry around a water bottle because hydration is key, friends. But the biggest problem that I personally face is refilling my bottle when I'm done with it. Like, I drank all my water because I just don't want to drink regular old tap water, like sink water and stuff like that. So when I came across Epic water filters, I knew I had to share their water bottles with you because this is, well, first of all, this is one of them that I have in front of me right now. And it has a filter built in to the water bottle. And this filter specifically eliminates up to 99.99% of the harmful contaminants that is in regular tap water. So to share more about their products and, well, this water bottle and the variety of products that they have to offer, I've invited their digital marketing manager, Matt Maffei, and their creative content director, Forrest Gallagher, on this episode to maybe show us some cool other things that they're working on. So Matt, Forrest, welcome to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So I need to know, did you guys just get like really parched one day and like really thirsty and you're like, oh, I need water, but I can't drink it out of a river. Like, and now I need a water bottle with a filter. Is that how this like came about? Is that how Epic water filters, was born? Because I feel like that's something that would be very common.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a great origin story, but it's not quite our origin story. It was actually founded by Ash. He moved to the US from Singapore and was struck by the amount of plastic bottles on beaches. And essentially was like, okay, there has to be a better solution, because obviously people generally reach for a single-use plastic water bottle because maybe they don't trust the water quality, which totally fair. So with a reusable bottle that has a filter, kind of takes care of both of those things. So it prevents obviously the single-use plastic waste and also ensures that you have access to quality water wherever you go.
So my filter that I have in like the water container in my refrigerator, right? I usually only fill that up with sink water because I'm not going outside. You know what I mean? But if I was able to take one of these water bottles, like one of the Epic water filter bottles with me, and I did use, not ocean water. I think there's a lot of salt. But if I went to like a freshwater spring or something like that, and I filled the water in here, would the filter actually take all that stuff out?
So for the filter in that specific bottle is called the Everyday filter.
Oh, okay.
That one is, the Everyday is our black filter. That one is designed to be used with your everyday tap water, removing just common tap water contaminants. And then we have an outdoor orange filter. So if you're, hiking or camping or are looking to drink from outdoor water sources, that would remove bacteria, viruses, allowing you to not get sick and drink clean water.
Can I get any design with any filter?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you just have to write into us and we'll swap out the filter for you. We don't necessarily sell them all that way on our website, but yeah, we can absolutely make that happen. And then the two filters are interchangeable. So like most of us use the Everyday filter, which is our black filter. Like you said, I mean, not always going outside or like needing to fill up from a river, but it's nice because I have an outdoor filter. So if I'm ever hiking, I can just swap those out and then take that on my hike. And then, you don't have to buy a whole new bottle. You can just interchange the filters.
How long do the filters last? Is there a lifespan for the outdoor that's different than the everyday one?
Yeah, they are slightly different. They last, so the Everyday is...
Everyday is 75 gallons of water, I believe.
This one, I think it's the opposite.
Is it?
This one is 150.
Okay.
And then the outdoor is 75 gallons. And generally, like, you use the everyday. It's kind of why it's called that. So it'll last about 3 months if you're using it every day. And then the outdoor filter, obviously, you kind of use for more specific scenarios. So it can last you like up to a year if you're only using it like, here and there.
Can you taste the difference if the filter is like dead or not working? Or do we have like a little red dot or something like that that indicates like, hey, you need a new filter?
I personally can taste the difference.
I take, after working here, we've all kind of become water snobs in a little bit of a way. So I'm for sure changing my filter every 3 months because I could notice the taste difference come through. And then with solid carbon block filters in general, for like if you were using a pitcher or something, it'll completely stop allowing water to go through, or it'll slow down to like a slow drip. So you'll kind of know when the filter needs to be replaced based off of that. And on all the pitchers and dispensers too, we have like a timer on it, which kind of gives you like a ballpark estimate of 90 days to when you should replace the filter.
Okay, so you just mentioned like other products than water bottles. What else do you guys got over there?
Yeah. Well, we have pitchers and dispensers, and then we also have an under the sink unit as well, and a fridge filter. So those are like our in-home filters.
Aside from the water bottles.
Exactly, aside from the bottles.
I get their fridge one, like I have a fridge one, but what is this under the sink one? Does it like connect to my pipes so everything that comes out of my sink is, filtered?
Yes, it does only filter the cold water tap, and that's just because hot water would degrade the carbon block filter. But yeah, so it'll filter everything from the cold water tap, which I personally like. Obviously, again, as we mentioned, like we're kind of all water snobs here. But if you're filling up in a tea kettle or if you're cooking with it, like I just kind of like knowing that I'm cooking with filtered water, because at least here, like our water smells heavily of chlorine, which is often used to treat water. And it's like I don't really want to be drinking something that smells like a swimming pool, just personal preference.
All of my water is like double filtered because I'll fill up my filtered water bottle with the water from the under the sink filter.
There's many stages of filtration.
So I don't think I can consider myself a water snob because I can't tell the difference. If you gave me like 2 different brands of like plastic water bottles and the water that's in there, I literally can't tell you like, oh, this is 1 and this is 2. I'll be like, well, you gave me the same water. Like I can't really tell. So maybe if I become bougie like you guys and I start drinking more water out of my Epic water filter water bottles, maybe I'll just be able to actually tell the difference on whether or not somebody even at a restaurant lies to me. And then I'm like, I just want water. What if they gave me tap and not filtered?
Right?
How am I supposed to complain if I can't tell the difference?
It's true. It's a good point. I know maybe your taste buds will develop as you get used to the filtered water. You'll start noticing a difference everywhere. I definitely can. I'm
for
super
sure
picky about it.
Now.
Yeah, but it's hard because it's so subjective, like person to person, and everyone has a different experience with taste. So it is kind of hard to say.
I even think the locations, because I know that. Like, so we're in New Jersey right now, and I know that I remember growing up, they're like, don't ever drink the water from the sink, blah, blah, blah. And then like you go to New York and they're like, oh, well, you can definitely drink our water. And then you go somewhere else and you're like, you can't drink this water. Yeah. So I would never, everybody has, I feel like a natural born taste buds, but this actually makes me think. So I just came back from Mexico, right? And you can't drink their water because you're going to get sick or something like that. Can I put like tap water from like the sinks in like say Mexico in here and I'm good to go?
Yeah. I've done that personally, and I'm always the person that like if there's anyone that's going to get sick from something, like it's always me. And I've used our filters, my whole family has used our filters in Mexico, and we've all been totally fine, which is awesome. Because it's like you don't even want to brush your teeth with water in Mexico.
I was doing that and I was just like, they tell me not to do this, like do I take the water and rinse? And then honestly, this is a little too much TMI for you, but I'm going to share with you anyway, because I think we're friends now. Like, when you're in the shower sometimes and you're just like, showering and sometimes like the water comes down, you're like, oh, I'll just gargle some in or gargle some out. Oh yeah. I can't do that there. So like, right? I don't know.
You might not wake up the next day.
I'm just trying to get home. You know what I mean? Like that's the only reason why I have a nice tan today is because of that.
There you go.
Now, is there something in your filters that makes you guys stand out against everybody else that has like a regular filter in their water bottle or even like their containers and stuff at home?
Yeah. So our main difference is we use a solid carbon block filter as opposed to like many like a Brita or something like that uses a GAC filter, which stands for granulated activated carbon. That filter is kind of like this, and if you shake it, it kind of sounds like a maraca, like there's like almost sand in here, as opposed to if you shake one of our filters, you can't hear anything because it's like the solid carbon block. And the whole reasoning behind that is water needs to go through a series of micropores a lot slower, and then contact time with the filter essentially gives you better like contaminant removal. So the longer the water takes to get through the filter, the more contaminants it's removing.
Yeah, and like something with the GAC filter, like you can tell it's, It's pretty loose in there. So it's pretty easy for water to bypass the filter. And then over time it will create grooves. So essentially the water is totally like bypassing the filtration media and it's not getting filtered. And so generally filters like that focus on taste improvement and odor removal, but they're not really focusing on contaminant removal, whereas ours are focused purely on contaminant removal. And usually that improves the taste and the odor when you get rid of the contaminants. So there's a reason our filters are a little bit more money, but we think you get a lot more bang for your buck with what ours can actually do, as opposed to what you would find in like most filters. Again, like
So I do have your website up in front of me, epicwaterfilters.com. I see. Oh, let me click on this. I say pictures, fitted filters, bottles, and your artist series bottles, which are definitely the Nalgene ones that we have here because they're so pretty. So I don't know why you wouldn't want a designed one. But I'm looking through this. We have, where to go? What's a Hyrdo Cell compatible? What's the difference in all of these? It's just like a different sort of filter. It's used for other stuff.
So we make a kit we call it the answer kit. So say you had a Hyrdo Cell bottle or a Hydro Flask bottle. Essentially, we sell a kit with a lid, a straw, and a filter that will work on your existing water bottle.
Oh, that's pretty darn cool. I was like, what is this? So basically, like if I already have, depending on which water bottles I have at home, I don't need to purchase, say, another water bottle. I can just purchase the filters and like the adapters to kind of just put in there, which is pretty cool. Now, what if I accidentally buy one that doesn't fit my water bottle? Can I exchange it?
Yeah, you just have to email it to our support team.
Yeah.
I'll send pictures for proof and I'll be like, I measured wrong. Like, what happened? Twist? Like, please, like, just maybe give me like a gift card back and I'll go buy something else.
Yeah, we're pretty flexible with that. We're a pretty small team, and I feel like that makes us care a lot about customer service, and we all have hands on it. So yeah, we always try to help customers out. And if you buy something that you don't like, or it's not really what you thought, like we're always happy to exchange, or you can always return it for a refund. That's no problem.
Awesome. Now I'm clicking on the bottles. Like, did you guys team up with Nalgene specifically for a reason?
Yes. Yeah, we just feel like Nalgene is a super trusted brand. They make really quality products, and most people know them and feel comfortable with their products. We love that they're made in the US. They're BPA, BPS free, reusable. And, even if you decide you want a new water bottle, there's so many other uses that you could use your Nalgene for. We actually have a little stop motion series of like ways that you can use your old bottles if you no longer like want to use it for water. Because also sometimes it's just fun to get a new bottle, but maybe you feel bad because you don't want to, like I don't necessarily need a new water bottle, but you can still put it to good use, which is nice.
I feel like the water bottles are like the mugs. You just grab a new one wherever you go, like as a souvenir or just like memorabilia or whatever it is. And then you're like, I'm over staring at the smiley face cup now. Like, I need something else. Like maybe I just need a heart, or I need a tree or something like that. So what can you do with the extra water bottles though, Forrest? Like I'm not really sure.
So you can take out our straw and our filter. One of the things you could do, you could put like snacks in here. So like if you're going hiking, you put trail mix in your water bottle. You could use it as a vase. We've seen different customers do that. We have a video of like you using it as a rolling pin. You could use it as a pencil case. Like you could put your pencils, your crayons. Kind of list goes on.
Kind of just be creative. You could even, we've seen people turn their old water bottles into like different like sculptures and art and stuff like that. So the sky's the limit.
Let me tell you, people on TikTok and Pinterest are just way more creative than I am.
Right? I know, I feel the same way.
And then I try to pin that and do some of the same things, and I don't get anywhere with it.
Yeah, right. It doesn't always turn out how you want it to turn out.
No, and I'm like, wow, your 60-second video is just not as easy as it looks. Now, for those who want, I know people put fruit and vegetables and like things like that in their water. Can I do that with one of your filter water bottles? Is that allowed, or is that going to kind of ruin what's inside of it?
We do not advise. Well, essentially, no, you can't.
Okay, yeah, just tell me no. Don't. Just say do not do it, please.
Yeah,
don't. Okay.
Yeah, it'll just essentially clog up the filter, which isn't great because then you'll need a new filter sooner.
Yeah.
And kind of defeats the purpose of the filter. But we totally get it. So like with our pitchers and dispensers, I would say pour out the filtered water and then maybe put in a glass, and then you could definitely put fruit or vegetables in that, or some kind of herb to flavor it.
Yeah, kind of use it that way instead as more as like how you would use one of the ones in the refrigerator, just to kind of store it and use it as for the processing and not actually for like drinking out of it for that time being, if that's what you actually want.
Yeah, definitely.
So anybody can grab a water bottle with a filter, the filters for home, for traveling, for literally anything, or you just want a filter because you are having a problem with getting rid of your favorite water bottle because it's just so sentimental.
Yeah.
You can head to I think that's the problem. It's like, I don't want to get rid of this. So like, how can I add a filter to it? And you guys definitely answered that question. So you can head to epicwaterfilters.com. Check out I have their website up in front of me. They have so many different products and so many different designs, and even just replacement filters in general. And if you're looking for stuff for in your home, they have a tab for that. And if you want to even get even more technical than Matt, Forrest, and myself on this episode right now, there is a technology tab for you, and all the science is right there. You guys did a pretty good job at explaining, though, but just in case, if somebody wants even more details and in-depth, is right there waiting for you. And you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Epic Water Filters, as well as Twitter at Epic_water. Matt, Forrest, thank you for joining us in this episode and introducing us to a product that is perfect for on the go, and honestly, to really create a better, like, eco-friendly world that I think that a lot of people, especially now, are really trying to take the baby steps, because we can't fix everything overnight. But I think the little things that we each do at home, if everybody does those little things, it will make a bigger impact.
Totally. Thanks for having us. It's been great talking to you.
This was great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, where are you guys, by the way? Like,
currently we're outside our office, but we're based out of Boulder. We're based out of Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, no wonder why the sky looks nicer than my Jersey sky.
I am from New Jersey as well. So
really?
Shout out New Jersey. Yeah.
No, well, I mean, you left, but cool that we got a chance to meet now through this.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's a wrap on another episode of the Brand Ambassador Select podcast. I'm your host, Lenore. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss one. More at brandambassadorselect.com, and we will see you next time.